Hello everyone! No, I have not gone insane, at least yet, and yes, you read it right. Today I'm going to draw each character from Stardew Valley, and let me tell you, there are a lot of them. According to the wiki page of the game, there are 45 characters in total, and I'm going to draw each one of them, even like dwarf or Krobus. It's very windy here. I hope you guys don't fall off your chairs, and I also hope you enjoyed this video because this is taking a lot of work, and without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with the planning of this project. I had initially set the goal of 7 drawings per day, but it only took me like 2 days to realize this was a bit too much for me. So I lowered down to 4 drawings per day, but I ended up taking longer than expected to finish everything. But anyways, I made some checklists with every character I needed to draw to keep track of my progress, and gathered a lot of references for each one of them. Fortunately, I'm only drawing their portraits, so it's much less worse than having to draw each one of them full body. Before I start drawing, let me quickly explain how I'm gonna cover the 45 drawings in this video. Initially, I had recorded myself talking about each one of them and their process, but I realized 45 drawings is probably too much for you guys to watch me draw them one by one, and also the video would be much longer. So what I'm gonna do is this: I'm gonna cover the first 10 drawings individually in a more specific approach, and then after the drawing number 10, I'm gonna divide them into groups of 5 until we cover the rest. I'm gonna try to put characters that have something in common together and talk about them and the process in a more general way. With that said, let's begin. The first one I'm drawing is Alex, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know about each character very well, so I'm learning a lot about them in the making of this video. I didn't even notice George and Evelyn were Alex's grandparents, but maybe that's just because of my lack of attention sometimes. This first drawing is very important because it will define the style choices for the rest of them as well. I knew I was going to make a lot of characters, so I wanted to make the painting and rendering part really simple. I really like this watercolor style and texture, so that's the path I'm gonna choose and keep with among the other characters. And this is the first final result. I wasn't really happy with it, so after drawing some more characters, I returned and improved him a bit more, and this is the before and after. I think it's much better. I like Elliot based on the very little I know about him. He's cool and he lives at the beach. Plus he's friends with 2 other great characters, Willie and Leah, who is also an artist. In my drawing, I wanted to give Elliot a darker skin because I thought he would look good this way, and I was right. I also made a little change in the color of his hair. It wasn't quite intentionally, I think I just forgot he was like blonde, and added a little scar on his forehead. Harvey is one of my favorite drawings of all the 45 I did. I like how simple and smooth it ended up looking. Oh, and I like to show a silly secret I hid in these drawings. Once I saw a tweet on Twitter saying that you could draw ears using any vowel that it would look good. So I tried to use the first letter of the character's name to draw their ears. I think I stopped doing this when I was getting closer to the end, but I still did in a lot of them. See Alex, Elliot, and Harvey, for example. After spending some time looking at his face while I was drawing, I started to think, well, he kinda looks like Jim from The Office. I don't know, maybe I'm seeing too much. Anyways, here's Harvey! This was the day 1 of the challenge. I only managed to draw 3 characters today because I started doing this challenge in the night time. But to be honest, I won't keep track of the rest of the days because, as I said, it varied a lot and it was kind of a mess sometimes. So let's just say now it's days, and we will get to the final day, and in this video it's today because you don't need to wait. I'm kind of just rhyming right now, but anyway, you don't need to wait days like I needed to wait to finish everything because you're gonna see this in this video right now. When I saw Sam, I knew I had to draw him with a cool punk jacket. I decided to give him kind of an 80s vibe and some piercings, because piercings are cool. I also put some patches on his jacket, and it turned out to be one of my favorites too. Talking about piercings, I don't know if you already noticed by now, but there's a thing near my eyebrow. That's because I bumped my piercing when I was waking up this morning and it got swollen. So let's make a deal and we don't talk about it anymore. It's time for the emo boy. Sebastian's one of the most popular characters in Stardew Valley. He's good friends with Sam and they want to start a band together. He's also the rebel son of Robin. And yes, I drew a band-aid on his face for no particular reason. Also, in these drawings, I'm experimenting, adding another layer of line art and applying a blur effect on it because I've seen other artists doing this and I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, this is probably the most popular guy in Stardew Valley, and I didn't understand why until I decided to make this challenge and read a little about him. I had such a different impression of him that when I started drawing him, I put some fight wounds on his face because I thought he was a bit more problematic than he actually is. I guess he's like just a real character that many of us can relate to. And if you take time to talk to him and make friends with him, he's not as rude as he usually is when you don't know him. I'm sorry, Shane. Abigail is also a very popular character. I think we can agree that having a purple hair is cool enough to make you popular. Even though she likes to put like stones under her pillow, but who am I to judge? In the beginning, I used more grayish and desaturated colors in my palette, and that's the reason why Abigail ended up so gray. But later I changed it and added a little bit more of color to her. Emily is pretty cool. She makes her own clothes and I wish I could do that too because as a short person, almost every piece of clothing I buy, I need to send it to a tailor to get it my size. But anyways, at the beginning this drawing was a bit too dark, but I also changed this after a while. So here's Emily. Haley is Emily's sister and also a beloved character among a lot of people. I wanted to make her really shiny because that's kinda how she is. So I drew some sunlight hitting her hair and face and I really liked it. I also discovered that Haley and Emily's parents kinda left them alone in their house so the both of them could travel the world, like... Okay, what about your daughters? I got curious about this statement and went on the internet to see what people were saying about them. And apparently they never came back. Some people said they were like in the 6th year and they never appeared. And another person pointed a really funny theory that their parents are museum thieves. They stole everything from Gunther's museum and left. And that's why we start the game with the museum empty. Oh. Okay, this was funny, but really, where are they? Leah is an artist and back when I was playing the game, she was one of the characters I tried to be friends with. I think I got like 6 or 7 hearts with her and she even gave me a cute little sculpture. She really likes these goat cheese and I remember I used to stack them to give to her and it came to a point where it was the only thing I was giving her. I think she was almost going insane by the time. I really think she had enough of them and was starting to hate me. I was really focused drawing this one when I was intentionally attacked with a sneeze from my girlfriend and I almost died. Anyways, now I present to you Leah. And these are our first 10 characters. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, from now on I'm gonna divide the rest of them into groups. I'm gonna make 7 groups of 5 characters each, so we can cover the rest of the 45 drawings faster and in a more dynamic way. Group number 1, Maru, Robin, Demetrius, Gus and Linus. The first three characters of this group, with the addition of Sebastian, are a family. I'm showing first some of the process of Maru and Demetrius because I was very excited to draw black characters in this challenge, but unfortunately they are the only ones in the game. Drawing Maru and Demetrius was pretty fun, and I think both of them turned out very charming. I also liked a lot Robin's drawing, even though the sketch for this one was the ugliest and messiest of all of them. Now I'm gonna show to you how these first three characters turned out, then I'll show all of them together. For now, here's Demetrius, Maru and Robin. Continuing, Linus and Gus are in this group together because of one specific interaction between them where Gus is really kind to Linus when he sees him looking for food in the bins. He says that if he wants food, he just needs to ask, and that he doesn't want anyone in town to go hungry. I was talking to some friends when I was drawing him, and while I'm editing this video, the only thing I can think right now is that I shouldn't have recorded myself drawing him while wearing this headset because I literally look like this. Talking about Linus, I wasn't expecting much when I started drawing him, but I ended up really enjoying the drawing. It came out cooler than I thought it would. So now let me show you all the 5 characters of the first group. Now we're almost in the middle of this challenge. For sure the first half of it felt way more tiring than when I was past the second half. I also think I started drawing a bit faster after doing all of these portraits. Oh, and also I want to take a little break to say that in my last video some people asked me what brush I use to make my drawings, and it's this one. It's called Gasa Gaya line pen. I downloaded it right in the Clip Studio store, and you can do the same if you have the software. All you need to do is copy this ID number here in the screen, and I'll leave it in the description too, and paste it on the search bar over here. Click on download and done. You can use the same brush I've been using in my videos. Group number 2: Pam, Penny, Jazz, Vincent and Leo. Pam was by far one of the characters I was most excited to draw. I pictured a very clear 80s style with a disco vibe for her. And I was so right, because I think this one looks awesome and it is one of my favorites too. I was very inspired by the haircuts and clothes of that time. I tried to imagine a version of her a little less sad and a bit younger, where she would go to parties with her friends and have lots of fun. I put her and Penny together in this group because they're mother and daughter, and although I really like drawing Pam, it's sad that she doesn't take care of Penny very well and drinks a lot. Also, the dev note about Penny is kinda sad, as it says that Penny quietly tends to her chores in the dim, stuffy room she's forced to call home. Oh my god, I really hope they manage to move to a better place in the future, in a fictional game where they don't really exist. She teaches the kids at the town, and that's really great because Jazz, Vincent and Leo are the only kids and they don't have a school to go to. About the kids, Jazz was by far my worst drawing at first. I was at my parents' house and was very distracted, so I think I just wanted to finish as fast as I could and didn't put much effort into making it look good, and it ended up like this. I found it so terrible that I decided to redraw it again after I finished all the other characters. Talking about Vincent, before Leo appears, he and Jazz are the only kids in town. I spent some time thinking how I could draw him and decided to go with a very round face shape and a messy hair. Finally, Leo. For this drawing, I wanted to make him with wavy or curly hair, and I do not regret this decision. I think it fits him very well, and he's one of my favorite drawings of all of them too. Really like the colors and everything, turned out really cute. And here are the characters of group 2. Group number 3: Pierre, Caroline, Jody, Kent and Clint. Pierre is probably the most hated character for actually taking a day to rest, since he doesn't open the store at Wednesdays. Also, it seems like he runs 15 different things inside that store. It has an exercise room and even an altar. I'm not even mentioning the bedrooms. I didn't know Caroline was actually a mother in the game, and I think I drew her much younger than she might actually be. I thought she was like Abigail's age, but she's in fact Abigail's mother. She's married to Pierre and apparently doesn't like that much the fact that her daughter dyed her hair purple. If you haven't seen Abigail with her original hair, here's a timeline of her look. And here are Pierre and Caroline. Jody and Kent are also married, but Kent doesn't appear in the first year of the game because he's serving in the army. Jody is actually Caroline's best friend, and I read that they do aerobics together. Speaking about Kent's drawing a little bit, initially I didn't like the drawing very much, but after spending a bit more time drawing him, I started to like it a little more. I really try to give personality to these drawings and not draw generic faces, because their pixel art has some very unique features and I think it's nice to preserve that. I like drawing Clint. This character has great potential when it comes to drawing fan arts of him because of how nice it is to draw his features and easy to give him a charismatic look. The problem with Clint, and I don't know if Eric, the game dev, did this on purpose, is that the character acts like an incel. Like, I'm a nice guy if you really get to know me, I swear. While also giving a really suspicious look. Now let's give a non-suspicious look at the final drawings. Group number 4. Louis, Marnie, Evelyn and George. This group is very polemic. In one side we have a guy who left his underwear in a place he shouldn't, and on the other we have, well, you'll see. Time to draw the mayor of Pelican Town, who has been in power for 20 years apparently. Also very known as the Underwear Man. One time he left it at Marnie's house and this mistake will haunt him forever. It's actually pretty crazy. You can just pick his underwear and then show to everyone the town's fair like, hey man, do you wanna check my new products? I have over here potatoes, watermelons and oh, the product of the day, the mayor's underwear. Anyway, moving on to Marnie, she runs the local range and has something with the underwear. I think I made her eyes too small in the early stages of this drawing, but I fixed it a little bit later. Anyways, here are Louis and Marnie. Drawing Evelyn and her husband George, that I'll show to you next, was fun because drawing older people requires a bit more of attention to some details like wrinkles, different facial structures, facial marks and others. And it's always different from what I'm used to draw on a daily basis. This man, well, he's a complicated person. He's really grumpy and complains a lot, and apparently he has two different moods. The homophobic George and then the reasonable one that acts like a normal person and it's actually plausible. I guess he can be nice too if you spend a lot of time making friends with him. I present to you now group number 4. Group number 5. Maurice, Gunther, Bouncer, Professor Snail and Governor. Maurice and Gunther are also some of my favorite drawings of this challenge. Maurice's drawing turned out really unique. I colored some parts of the line arts and I think it added an additional charm to it. From the start, I wanted to give Maurice that haughty and aggressive look, while also looking all fancy and elegant. Kind of a passive-aggressive feeling. A character who's purposely naughty and hostile, but doesn't pose any threat to anyone, at least physically. Because Joja itself is already a threat. I never bought anything there when I was playing the game. I was like extremely against Joja Cola, and I swear I would never buy anything in their market. If I bought, I would simply explode. Gunther turned out really good. I wanted to draw him for some time while I was drawing the other characters, and when it was finally his turn, I wanted to make a very cool drawing. I like everything in this one, the colors, pose, features. I even used a halftone brush I downloaded and wasn't going to use because I didn't want to break the style pattern of the drawings, but I couldn't help myself. I ended up using it in a few other drawings too. Bouncer portrait is really simple and I wanted to elaborate it a little bit more, so I gave him cool glasses and a fancy suit. Searched nice references for his hat. I also put this shiny little detail on his glasses. It kinda looks like a Hitman fan art. I like how it looks anyway. Professor Snail is another character I never saw in the game. I really like his nose shape in this. It was also a really quick and simple drawing since most of his face is covered with beard. One thing that is very specific but I love to do is to color the inside of the character's glasses. It's very cool to add these subtle lightning effects and then the white reflections. I also added these golden sparkles just because I thought it would match him. About the governor,
oh, this guy is the worst. He just appears like one time at the Pelican Town, and when he does, everyone needs to stop everything they're doing just to make him a soup. And he even complains if the soup tastes bad. I mean, if everybody just stopped what they were doing just to cook me a soup, I would eat and say it's delicious even if they put shit inside it. I made a really simple drawing of him because I couldn't find time to draw because I was busy the whole day making soup.
Group number 6, Dwarf, Krobus, Henchman, Grandpa, and Wizard. This is the group of the mystic characters. It was very cool to have non-human characters during the challenge to change things up a little bit every once in a while. Since some of them are very simple, I'll only show all of them together this time. Dwarf was pretty fun and simple to draw. Although I only needed to draw part of their head, I liked how it turned out. I used a sparkle brush to make the dark part shiny and also made their eyes glowing. 10 out of 10, I was really chill drawing this one. Although Krobus' portrait is also very simple, I wanted to put some effects here and there to make things a bit more unique and polished. So I added some imperfections and a nice purple glow. Again, I had very much fun with non-human characters in this challenge. It's really different from the rest, and in the case of Henchman, I felt really free to play around with the features and customize them a lot. I used a lot of parallel lines to give a rough feeling in this one, searched some references for his elm, and added a little intimidating glow to his eyes. Grandpa was also an easy one, and as he's a ghost and translucid, it was fun thinking about how to make him looking like one. His painting process was very simple. I just filled the drawing with a shade of blue, created a new layer and set it to glow, and then just slowly used a soft brush to make things pop. Also added a little bit of sparkles, of course. Lastly, with the wizard, I tried something I was doing in my drawings a while ago, which is to use a lot of lines to make things look more detailed. I did this with his hair and beard. It was really fun to have some freedom and to play around with things a little with these characters. So here they are, all characters from group 6. And finally, it's time for the last group. Group number 7, Sandy, Willy, Birdie, Gil, and Marlon. I was looking forward to draw Sandy since the beginning. I like her pixel art and I thought it could become a really nice drawing. Her colors are cool, the hair, clothes, and everything. And before reading about her, I thought she was a mermaid or something like that. I don't know, I think I just found her portrait really different from the rest. With Willy, I did the same thing to his hair as I did to Wizard's. I thought it would fit him, so I started adding lines and lines to get that more detailed and rustic look. I did the same to his beard too, and I added a little bit of body hair on his chest too. I think it really matched the character and his fisherman vibe. Birdie is also a very different character. For what I've seen in the wiki, her husband was a pirate. It's sad that he never came back to her. I never met her in the game because I didn't explore Ginger Island very much, but her visual is very unique and it was fun to draw a starfish on her hair.
I really don't know what to say about Gil. I went to the Adventurers Guild sometimes and he was there, but he doesn't do much aside from sleep on his chair. Even in his portrait he's sleeping. It's actually funny that in the wiki it says that Gil does not attend any festivals. Gil does accompany Marlon to the movie theater where he frequently falls asleep. And then right below we have some really powerful quotes such as "Come back when you've got something to show me, kid." And the most important one, snore. This guy is actually a fucking legend. All he does is sleep and he doesn't give a single fuck. Congratulations Gil, you've just been elected the best character of the whole Stardew Valley.
Lastly, we have Marlon. I really wanted to give Marlon a glow up because he seems to be a guy that went through a lot of things. He even lost his eye, so I wanted to make him a bit more heroic. I basically reimagined the entire character. I hope you guys like it. I know it looks almost like another person, but I swear it's Marlon. Now let me show you all the characters of the last group, and then I'll show you one more character to finish it all.
This is it everyone, you're about to see the last drawing. This is the end of a journey, the conclusion of centuries, the alignment of planets, the ultimate extreme.
Number 45, Mr. QY. Or Mr. Q. I don't really know how to say his name. Finally, our last drawing. I saved this one for the end because he's very eccentric and mysterious. And I thought it was a great character to close this series. I really wanted to make him stand out, to draw something very different from the rest. I chose to draw him with this whole universe vibe since he has all these sparkles all over him like stars. I didn't want to make his glasses opaque, so I needed to do something cool with his eyes, so I decided to draw black holes. I added some color variations to his clothes and hat. His shirt underneath the overcoat is pure black, because the space is dark. And to finish, I put stars all over the place. And here it is, everyone, the final piece of this very long series. With this, all characters from Stardew Valley were drawn. Finally, this video took so long that I even got a new haircut. It really took a long time to draw all the 45 characters of this game, but now that it's over, I can say that it was worth it. Stardew Valley is one of my favorite games and it was fun to revisit the story and the characters. That's it, everyone. I hope you had a good time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Which character did you like the most? Now I'll leave all the drawings in this video passing on the screen so you can take a closer look if you want. Thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you liked it and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!